Three words. Two teams. 1 point separating them in the table. It can only be the North London derby. This is my match preview. So yes, the North London derby is here. It's arrived. It's the first ever North London derby for Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is back. He's in the Premier League and he's at our biggest rivals, Spurs, after being at Chelsea and Manchester United. I've been looking forward to this game since the day he got appointed as Spurs manager. And what a shame that we can't be there to just boo his face off. Luckily, he gets away with that as there's no fans allowed in the stadium. But listen, North London derby's here. Both teams coming into it, as I said, very, very close. A point separates them in the league table. We've both essentially been as bad as each other this year. That's all it says. Obviously, both teams had managers sacked this year, and both teams are going through some change at the moment. So it'll be an interesting game for sure to see who really is the team in North London, who is going to come out on top. If a team does win this game, you get a big lead. You get a big lead upon the other team in the table, 4 points clear. So actually a really big game in terms of the Premier League, in terms of qualifying for Europe. So it'll be interesting to see the result of this game. Who wants it more? Who's going to go out and get the 3 points? So looking at the way that both teams have been playing, you may be fooled to see that one team is more informed than the other team. One team may be coming in a bit more confidence. But it's the North London derby. Anything can happen. I always say this. It's the North London derby. No matter what team's coming in bad form, no matter what team's coming in with injury, suspensions or whatever, it's the North London derby. It's all about who matters what. Who wants it more. Who really wants this more. And especially now that, both sides are gone through their own changes and trying to find out what works for them. This is all about hunger. This is all about desire, passion, all them kind of words there. But listen, let's get straight into the team news. Of course, Arsenal coming off the back of a draw at home to Leicester. Spurs coming back off an away draw at Bournemouth. But yeah, in terms of the team news for Arsenal, we've got Eddie Nketiah, of course, got sent off in the game against Leicester. We appealed it, and the ban was upheld, so he will miss the North London derby. He will miss the game against Liverpool midweek, and he will also miss the semi-final against Manchester City next weekend. So that's a big blow for us for sure. It looks like Torreira is looking fully fit. He played against Leicester a few minutes there, so he's back and he's ready to play. And I think Arsenal confirmed this week that Chambers and Mari and Martinelli won't see action again this season. But there's a chance that Leno could play a game before the season ends. We'll have to wait and see with that, which is great news for him. But in terms of the team that I think will start the North London derby, I'm going to go with Martinez in goal. Again, he was good against Leicester. Made a few good saves there. I've been saying this week on week. Those who have been watching my previews, Martinez is becoming a problem right now because he's playing so well. He's playing very, very well, and he could cause Spurs. He could cause Leno a problem at the back, in goal. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares in his North London derby against Spurs. But listen, talk about passion. Talk about a man who knows what it takes to be at the club. My man's one of the longest serving players, Martinez. He knows what it's like to be to be in this kind of game. He's seen the rough and tumble of the North London derby, so he will know. He will know what I'll go on for this game. The back three, I'm going to go with the same three: Mustafi, Luiz, and Kolasinac. Again, they were decent against Leicester. We kind of sat back a bit in the second half, due to their red card and Leicester pressure, and that's when they kind of looked a bit sloppy. But, the whole of the first half and majority of the second half, they looked good. They looked comfortable on the ball. They looked like they were moving things around. They weren't tested that much. So maybe Mustafi was at fault for the Vardy goal by just not getting his foot there quick enough before Vardy, not just anticipating that a little bit earlier. But yeah, no, I'm happy to start them three again. And so yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3-4-3 again because it's working for Arteta. It's working for Arteta. Still unbeaten playing that system. So I think he'll be buoyed by that and he'll want to play the same formation. I'm going to go with a 3-4-3. Bellerin started last week against Leicester, I think. So I'm going to go with Cedric. I'm going to go with Cedric at right wing back. It may well be Bellerin. It may well be Bellerin. I'm going to go with Cedric. I think them two are going to be alternating games throughout the season. And in the middle, I went with Xhaka and Torreira last week. He went with Xhaka and Ceballos. And you know what? Ceballos was brilliant in that game. He was absolutely brilliant against Leicester. Played that great ball to Saka for Arsenal's first goal. And he just looks so comfortable on the ball. Playing his best football for Arsenal, I think, at the moment. So I think I'm going to stick with that. Xhaka and Ceballos. They've rested. I mean, we last played on Tuesday. Games on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to go Xhaka and Ceballos in the middle of the park. And left wing back, I'm going to go for Kieran Tierney. Another decent game at left wing back for him. Confidence is starting to brew in him. So we'll see what happens against Spurs. And then the three up top, I'm going to go for... I would have maybe said Eddie to start this game if he wasn't suspended. So, I don't know, Lacazette played. Okay, the three up top I'd like to go. Pepe, back from his wife giving birth to a child. I'd start him on the right. I'd play Saka on the left. Running out of superlatives to describe this guy. Great assist for Aubameyang's goal after he duppied up Johnny Evans. Quick change of feet, ball in the box. My man's got 12 assists this season. Only Trent Alexander-Arnold and Kevin De Bruyne have more assists than Bukayo Saka. Deep that. This here is a problem. He's actually a problem. He's doing bits in the Premier League, man. He's doing bits, and to get 12 assists already in his first full season breaking into the Arsenal team is mad to me. It's mad to me. But yeah, I'm gonna go with him because I think, again, buoyed by that confidence, he has to start. And I think the choice may end up being between him and Pepe, but I'm going to go with both of them. And I'm going to put Aubameyang through the middle up top. And again, he didn't do it last week. He went with Lacazette. And I said we may see it happen. It didn't happen. But I'm going to call for it again. Arteta, play the free man. Play Pepe, Aubameyang and Saka. I genuinely feel that front three is probably our best front three at the moment. Lacazette had a couple of half chances against Leicester, but didn't put them away. You know, I'd be more inclined to see him come off the bench against Spurs than start the game. And I just want to see Pierre play up top against Spurs. I just want to see it. I feel like he can be a problem. You know, Eric Dyer suspended after jumping into the fans before lockdown. The defence, even though they've got Vertonghen and Toby back, I just feel like I want to see Aubameyang run at them. Run at Vertonghen, run at his legs. You know what I'm saying? Run at whoever it is, Sanchez. I want to see that happen, man. Obviously, we got the draw against them at the Emirates in the reverse fixture we were 2-0 down at half time and came back into it with Lacazette and Aubameyang. And yeah, and we saw last season Aubameyang Lacazette coming off the bench and the impact he made then. So I want to see Aubameyang start up top. That's me in it, and I just want to see it. He may go with Lacazette and Saka and Aubameyang again. He may go with Pepe, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. The Tottenham team coming in, it's going to be strong. And like I said, it's a North London derby. I don't care that Spurs are playing bad. I genuinely don't care that their form is awful and that they play in Kane in DM. I don't care. I don't care that that's happening because North London derby, the one thing we know, especially in the recent North London derbies, is that Kane scores. Kane scores in North London derbies. He's got 10 goals in North London derbies. If he scores this weekend, he's the outright top goal scorer in North London derbies. I think he's level with Adebayor. So yeah, we can't just sit back and rest on our laurels that Tottenham are not playing well. We got to come with a passion. I want to see some of the boys that know what it takes to be at the club be playing for the shirt. Man like Bukayo Saka, growing up as a youth in Arsenal, he knows what it's like to play against Spurs. You know, growing up in the youth, playing the reserves. Now it's the Premier League and the big boy games, and you're starting, hopefully. I want to see that passion. I want to see that quality. And I just want to see a good game of football. And it always is, man. NLD, for me, is the best derby in the Premier League in terms of action. You know, you're going to get a ruckus. You're going to get yellow cards. You're probably going to get a penalty, maybe even a red card. Something's going to happen. And add to all of that, Jose Mourinho is the manager of a North London derby team. I wouldn't even expect this to happen. But the man clearly hates our guts to go to Chelsea, then to Man United and to Spurs. But listen, Jose, if you don't buck your ideas up, a couple Spurs men are already looking at Jose out. I've seen man tell me this week, if Spurs don't win their first 6 games of the next season, they're Jose out regardless. So the pressure is already on Jose. I think Arteta's got a free hit this year. But remember, Arteta's a man who knows about North London derbies. I think he lost 2 out of the 10 that he played in. He knows about this. He may be coy in the press conferences, may be coy speaking to the media, but listen, he'll be in the dressing room saying, listen, I know what it takes to beat Spurs in a North London derby. I know what it means to the fans. I know what it means to the players. I know what it means to the media, to everyone. Everyone knows. And especially the fact that a European place is potentially up for grabs. It's a massive game. And in terms of what I predict the result is going to be, do I go with the heart? Do I go with the head? Forget it, man. It's got to be the heart. It's a North London derby. It's a North London derby. Like, this is it. This is where boys turn into men in these kind of games. It can make or break a man's career playing well or awful in a North London derby. Trust me. Ask Aaron Ramsey. Man's a cult hero because he knows what it's like to play in a North London derby and fight a Spurs player. Arsenal fans won't forget that. So, having said that, I'm going to go for an Arsenal away win at Spurs. We haven't won in the last 5 games away from home at Spurs. But our first game at the new stadium as well. Mad thing, I just realised that. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going for an Arsenal win at the toilet seat. 2-1. Straight there. And you know what? Let's build a record there, man. Let's make it a fortress for Arsenal. No fans. No big wall behind the goal. Just us against Spurs. Battling it out for the pride of North London. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. Guys, thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon. Come on, you Gunners.